What if you had the wealth to change the world? Would you use it for good, or would you let it consume you? Ponder over this as we delve into the concept of wealth and power, the dynamic duo that can shape the world. Among many, there are those who have carried this weight on their shoulders. One such person was John D. Rockefeller, one of the richest men in history. Meet John D. Rockefeller, a man who knew the true essence of wealth and power. Born on July 8, 1839 in Richford, New York, John D. Rockefeller was not always a tycoon. Our tale begins in a modest home where the seeds of industriousness and perseverance were planted. His father, William Avery Rockefeller, was a cunning salesman whose dubious ethics were a stark contrast to the strict, disciplined upbringing provided by his devoutly Baptist mother, Eliza Davison Rockefeller. Young John was thrust into the world of work early in life, taking on small jobs to help support his family. He was only 16 when he landed his first formal employment as a bookkeeper. His meticulous nature and dedication to his work were evident from the very start. It was this first taste of business that ignited a spark in him, a spark that would eventually ignite a blaze of entrepreneurial ambition. Despite the absence of a formal education beyond high school, John was an ardent learner. He devoured books on various subjects, particularly those related to business and finance. His resolve was further tested when he ventured into the produce commission business with partner Maurice B. Clark at the tender age of 19. Trading in commodities like grain, hay, meats, and miscellaneous goods, they faced the usual ups and downs of business. But John was undeterred. His relentless work ethic, combined with a keen eye for detail, helped him navigate through the choppy waters of commerce. His frugality, a trait inherited from his mother, played a crucial role in keeping their venture afloat during tough times. His early experiences in business taught him valuable lessons about risk, competition, and the importance of sound financial management. It was these lessons, these trials and tribulations, that laid the foundation for the empire he would later build. The young entrepreneur was just beginning to make his mark in the world of business. Little did he know, a new industry was emerging on the horizon, an industry that would change the course of his life and the landscape of American business. But it was the oil industry that would transform Rockefeller's life forever. In 1870, a new era dawned. The Standard Oil Company was born. John D. Rockefeller, the man with humble beginnings and an ambitious spirit, founded the company that would revolutionize the oil industry and set a precedent for corporate entrepreneurship. The establishment of Standard Oil wasn't just about the birth of a company, it was the birth of an empire. Rockefeller, with his keen eye for opportunity and business acumen, saw the potential in the burgeoning oil industry. He knew that the age of industrialization was on the horizon, and with it, a rising demand for oil. But Rockefeller didn't just want to be a part of the industry, he wanted to dominate it. And so, he set about building his empire. Standard Oil started by refining oil, but soon they were involved in every aspect of the industry, from drilling to distribution. This vertical integration allowed the company to control the entire supply chain, cutting costs, improving efficiency, and giving them a competitive edge. Rockefeller was a shrewd businessman. He understood that to monopolize the industry, he needed more than just financial power, he needed influence. He established relationships with the railroads, securing special rates for shipping his oil. This not only reduced his costs but also made it difficult for his competitors to compete. And compete they did. But Rockefeller, with his relentless drive and ruthless business practices, ensured that Standard Oil remained at the top. He bought out competitors, negotiated exclusive deals, and when necessary, waged price wars. His strategies were aggressive, controversial, but undeniably effective. By the late 1880s, Standard Oil controlled about 90% of the U.S. refineries and pipelines. The company was a behemoth, a monopoly like no other. And at its helm was Rockefeller, the man who started with nothing and built an empire that would shape the future of the oil industry. Rockefeller was now the king of oil, but his reign was not without controversy. With great power comes great responsibility, and also great criticism. John D. Rockefeller, a man of immense wealth and power, was no stranger to controversy. As his wealth grew, so too did the criticisms and scrutiny. Many saw his business practices as ruthless and unethical, raising questions about the monopoly he held over the oil industry. His company, Standard Oil, was infamous for its aggressive tactics. Rockefeller's strategy of buying out competitors or driving them out of business was seen as ruthless by many. These tactics, while effective in establishing Standard Oil as a dominant force in the oil industry, were often criticized as being anti-competitive. The controversy reached its peak in the late 19th century when the public outcry over Standard Oil's monopoly led to the landmark Supreme Court case, United States vs. Standard Oil. The court ruled that Standard Oil was in violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act, a federal law designed to combat monopolistic business practices. The ruling resulted in the breakup of Standard Oil into 34 separate companies, some of which are major players in today's oil industry like ExxonMobil and Chevron. This breakup was seen by many as a victory for fair competition in the marketplace. However, the criticisms of Rockefeller didn't stop at his business practices. His personal wealth, which was unimaginable at the time, was also a point of contention. Many felt that such wealth was excessive and symbolized the growing divide between the rich and the poor. This public sentiment led to calls for wealth redistribution and the implementation of progressive income taxes. Yet, despite these controversies, Rockefeller was not without his defenders. Some argued that his business acumen and strategic thinking were responsible for the growth and development of the American oil industry. They contended that his practices, while aggressive, were not illegal at the time and were part of the cutthroat world of business. Despite the controversies, Rockefeller's influence was undeniable. His wealth, his business practices, and the resulting legal precedents set by his case have left an indelible mark on American history. Whether viewed as a ruthless businessman or an innovative entrepreneur, the story of John D. Rockefeller is a testament to the complex relationship between power, wealth, and controversy. Wealth is not to feed our egos, but to feed the hungry and to help people help themselves, a belief held by Rockefeller. These words were more than just a mantra for John D. Rockefeller, they were a way of life, guiding his actions and shaping his legacy. John D. Rockefeller, beyond being an oil tycoon, was a philanthropist at heart. He believed in the power of wealth to make a positive impact on society. His philanthropic efforts were far-reaching and transformative, spanning across education, health, and scientific research. Rockefeller's commitment to education was profound. He founded the University of Chicago, a world-renowned institution that has shaped minds and fostered innovation for well over a century. His funding also laid the groundwork for the Spelman College in Atlanta, an institution dedicated to the education of black women, a pioneering initiative in an era of segregation and discrimination. But his generosity did not stop at the doors of educational institutions. Rockefeller was deeply invested in public health. He founded the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research, now known as Rockefeller University. This institution has been at the forefront of medical breakthroughs, contributing to the development of vaccines and the understanding of diseases. In science, Rockefeller's philanthropy was equally transformative. He founded the General Education Board, an institution committed to improving education across the nation, and the Rockefeller Foundation, which continues to fund scientific research and humanitarian efforts worldwide. Rockefeller's philanthropic endeavors were not merely acts of charity. They were strategic investments in society, aimed at fostering growth, development, and progress. His wealth, amassed through the Standard Oil Company, was not hoarded, but rather used as a tool to make the world a better place. In the end, Rockefeller's legacy is not just about his financial success or his role as an oil tycoon. It's about the institutions he established, the lives he touched, and the progress he fostered. John D. Rockefeller, a man of wealth, a man of power, but above all, a man who strove to make a difference. John D. Rockefeller's life is a testament to the power of determination, ambition, and a strong business acumen. From the humblest of beginnings, Rockefeller rose to become one of the wealthiest men in history. His journey, marked by a relentless pursuit of success, is a story that continues to captivate us all. He didn't just build the Standard Oil Company, he revolutionized the entire oil industry, shaping it into what we know today. His story, however, is not without its controversies and criticisms. He faced accusations of ruthless business tactics and was even dubbed a robber baron. Yet amidst the storm of controversy, he stood resolute, a testament to his unwavering determination. Rockefeller was not just an oil magnate, he was a philanthropist, a man who believed in giving back. His philanthropic efforts have left an indelible mark. From education to health, his legacy continues to impact lives around the world. His story serves as an inspiration, a reminder of what can be achieved with a clear vision, a steadfast spirit, and a strong business acumen. It challenges us to question our own paths, our own ambitions, our own visions of success. As we reflect on the life and legacy of John D. Rockefeller, perhaps the most compelling question is not about the wealth he amassed, but rather how he chose to use it. So we leave you with this question. If you had the wealth to change the world, how would you use it?